friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking into what are they currently thinking, and I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is the Broadway Tarot, and pile number two is the Midnight City Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today. But I do hope that at least one of the piles' messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading. So just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. This reading is going to have an extended, so here's what you can expect in today's extended. First off, we are going to be looking into what their higher self knows versus what their ego self thinks. We are also going to be getting some messages from them. And then we are also looking into if they keep thinking this way, then what will happen next. And then I'm going to be getting some timing as well as some additional guidance that wants to come through. All right, so details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi, pile one. For those of you who chose the Broadway Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Getting some kind of silence, some kind of pause energy coming through very strongly. We'll take a look and see what comes out, all right? What is your person currently thinking? Because even when I was breathing, it just felt like silence. Like that's something that just came to my attention at that point in time. So let's take a look and see what that means for you and for your connection. Pile one, let's take a look. Okay, we have Three of Cups, we have the Moon, we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Two of Cups, Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. Okay, I'm also going to get your oracle cards, so we're going to get into that as well. We have Rose with Joy. We have You Have a Pure Heart. Strategy. I Am Adventurous. Is this in your view? Yes. Find Your Balance. Partnership. Hawk. Okay. For some of you, this could be a bit triggering. I just wanted to put that out there. If it is triggering and you don't feel up to the reading, you can absolutely click off of it. You know, trust your judgment on it, trust your intuition about it, all right? You don't have to force yourself through any reading, not just mine, but anyone else's as well. Don't have to force yourself through it. All right, the triggering part is that I am getting a very clear message of a third-party situation, and this is a person coming through, all right? So your person could be with someone else at this point in time. That message is coming through very, very clear. Like, even if I want to say, oh, it could be another third-party situation. That message, I'm not able to even say that message. So it's very clear that your person is with someone else at this point in time, and you know it. All right, so that is the message that's coming through. If you don't know whether or not your person is with someone else, this reading is probably not for you, because the energy coming through is that you know that this person is with someone else. All right. Now let's take a look at what they are right now thinking. Your person, even though on the surface they are kind of with this person, I think that they do think a lot about you. It's kind of like your person might be trying to replace your energy with this person in question. And I think that they did manage to do it successfully for a little while, but now it's starting to nag at them. I think when this connection started out, like with your person and the third party situation, what happened was your person thought that they could replace your energy, they could replace the energy of your connection, or they would forget the energy of you, your connection, after time passes. I would also not be surprised if you have seen this third party person and you've kind of found few similar things about you and them, like maybe the way that you look, or maybe if you are into music, then this person's also into music. Like, okay, well, not into music. Like maybe if you play the violin, for example, let's take that as an example. You play the violin, and this person also plays the violin, and you might have seen some similar traits between you and this person that your person is with. Yeah, the reason for that is your person thought that they could replace your energy with someone else. So they picked particular traits of yours, or whenever there were particular traits of yours showing up in someone else, your person immediately connected that energy with yours, even though it was completely different. But in their mind, I think that they just sort of made that connection and decided to go with that, hoping that over time they would be able to forget you, forget your connection. I would not be surprised if they've done this with multiple people, not just one person. Now, what's happening right now is your person is realizing that they are feeling quite lost in this charade that they're doing. Like this is literally a game that your person is playing, but they don't understand it. Your person might not be intentionally doing it, but something seems to be amiss. You know, every time they're with this other person or other people, they're realizing that there's something missing. And while it didn't really strike them in the beginning, now it's starting to feel like they really crave your energy. And they're starting to realize that there is a difference between your energy and the person that they are with right now. And that by itself might be causing a little bit of an internal panic with your person, because they thought that they could forget this connection. They thought that they could move on. They thought that they could, find that balance within them, be happy, not really think about this connection anymore. But honestly, your connection, I wouldn't say haunts them, but I think that your person is actually looking for your energy in other people. And then they seem to think that they found it, and then they realize that they haven't, and then that just gets them feeling even more hopeless about their situation and about the things that are going down between the two of you. Your person does miss this connection. They do, on a level, like on a more subconscious level, this person wants you, wants your energy, wants this connection back. But I think that they are having trouble trying to accept it themselves, so there is a little bit of a struggle going on. And I feel because your person is not able to admit it to themselves, they're trying to look for your energy in other people, but it's not working. As much as the initial, like, some traits might match, none of them can ever embody your complete energy. Your frequency is very, very different, and that is something that your person is learning through being with other people. And it is definitely other people. It's not other situations, because I am seeing like person, their specific traits, some of them matching yours, but they can't embody your complete energy. And that by itself, I think it is annoying your person. It's frustrating them. I am feeling frustrated even within me. And you know how I felt that silence? Yeah, the silence is growing louder and louder. Like, the distance between the two of you is becoming more and more evident for your person as time goes, as they are with other people who they thought were like you but are not like you. It's just that frustration, that silence, everything's kind of building I guess I would say it's building like a volcano within your person. They're not able to keep calm, like with Find Your Balance. And it's very blocked energies coming through. They thought they would be able to feel balanced, but no way. And like I said, with strategy coming out, your person thought that this could work, but they're realizing that your energy, the connection that both of you have is very, very different. You can't recreate that. It's, how do I say, it's the magic of the two of you together. You know, as much as they maybe try taking the same person or other people to the same places that you both visited, or do things that both of you once did, it's not the same. You know, it's very, very different. So even I'm starting to get frustrated within myself. So I feel like I'm tapping into your person's energy, because I for myself am completely okay, but I feel like that frustration's growing within your person, because all of these tactics, these subconscious tactics of trying to move on from this connection, it's not working. In fact, it's actually drawing your person even more back to you. I do feel this person is watching you, and I feel like saying watching you like a hawk. So even if this person has been kind of showing on social media that they've moved on, or they're with other people, or you might have heard from maybe your mutual friends, or you've actually seen this person with someone else. Yeah, the thing is, this person has not been able to let go of your energy, pal one, and they're watching you. Even if you've blocked them, or even if they're not around you, they're trying to find your energy in other people, and that by itself is them. It's kind of like they're watching you, but they're trying to recreate that energy elsewhere. So yeah, I think your person, yeah, they need to go on a little bit of a journey at this point. I don't see a resolution for it at this point. Hold on, 5 of Wands. Yeah, I do feel that internal conflict building up within them. I do feel the frustration also growing within them. But at this point, I will say that there is no conclusion coming through. Oh, hold on, let me actually ask that specifically. Is there any... Yeah, I think that first off, your person is going to continue being in this energy. Like, they haven't reached a peak point of frustration. So it looks like your person will keep looking for your energy in other people until one day it finally hits them that they cannot recreate that energy. They cannot recreate you. You know, and if they want to be with you, they want that energy in their life, then they have to come back to you. So I feel like that realization might be a little bit down the road, not just yet, because it's a very up in the air energy. Is a lot of I'm really struggling with my words in your reading today, Pawan, but I think it's just the lack of clarity on your person's end as well. I think maybe I'm not able to tap into your person's like conscious self because they don't understand what is going on. But the discrepancies in the energy, yeah, they will only keep going wider and wider. So beyond a certain point, your person will learn that they can't recreate it. And if they want to be with you, they have to come back to you. But it will take some time. The more they engage with other people, the more contrast or the bigger the difference they start to feel, and the bigger the realization starts coming in. All right, a little bit up in the air reading for you over here today, just because your person is still in this phase. There's not yet a conclusive wrap, but as far as the energy is coming through right now, they're going to be in this state for a little bit. All right, this is where I will leave you for today, pal one. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. There is going to be an extended for this reading, so let's take a look. We're going to be looking into what their higher self knows versus what their ego self thinks. Then we're going to be getting some messages from them. We're going to be looking into if they keep thinking this way, what will happen next. All right, so we're going to get more cards on what could happen. And then we're going to get some timing as well as some guidance cards to come through. All right. So details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy. My private readings are open as well. You can check those as well. Pal one, this is where I will leave you. Take care. Trust your intuition. You always have free will. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Pal 2. For those of you who chose the Midnight City Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we begin the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty, Pal 2. What is your person currently thinking? Let's take a look. I feel like going one more time, Pal 2. Yep, that felt nice. Okay. Let's see what we have here for today. With the 9 of Wands, we have the 6 of Coins, we have the Hierophant, we have the 4 of Coins, Strength, the World, Death. Okay. This could be a no contact situation, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. We have Periwinkle with Intertwining. You are truly unforgettable. Rest. I am proud. Flow. Gratitude. Zebra. All right, the reason why I said this was a no contact, or this could be a no contact, is because there are a lot of realizations that are happening within your person at this point in time. Even with Rest coming out, I don't think that both of you are in contact. So maybe it's not no contact, maybe it could be limited contact. That could also be the energy coming through. Your person has a lot of gratitude for this connection. With gratitude coming up, I'm also feeling that energy. And there's a sense of feeling like your person hasn't given this connection as much as they have wanted to. And there's also a realization that you could be looking to them to give more to this connection. So they recognize that they should step up, but they also recognize that how do I say this? Hold on, I need help. It's kind of like they understand that you are expecting more from them, from this connection, and that is a natural progression of the situation that both of you are in. At the same time, there's also a deeper realization within them with the Hierophant coming up that they also need to step up. So it's not just that they're doing it because you want them to, they're actually want it for themselves, if that makes sense. Now, with 9 of Wands and the 6 of Coins coming out, I think that this is a very, very big struggle for your person. Like, giving to a connection. First of all, I think that even being in a connection for your person, there seems to be some kind of trauma coming through, maybe some kind of painful past experiences where even being in a connection with someone might feel very overwhelming for your person. And in their thought process, they've kind of overcome those fears because they want to be with you, because they genuinely find a lot of happiness in your connection. They find a lot of stability. They find a lot of peace. But they also know that there needs to be progression in this connection. And they're not sure if they have it within them to keep moving forward. So it's kind of like they want to do better by you and by this connection, and they know that they need to grow this connection with you. But do they have it in them? You know, that's kind of the question that your person's asking. I would not be surprised if this person keeps pulling away every now and then, especially just before there is some kind of a progression that needs to happen in your connection, or every time your person feels it's time to maybe take the next step in this connection. And that next step could be very different for all of you, all right? For some of you, it could be bigger steps, like maybe moving in together, maybe, you know, starting a family together, so on and so forth. But for some of you, it could even be like setting up the next date. It could be something as simple as that as well. So the step size, I guess I would say, is coming very differently for me. For some of you, your person, every time they have to take the next step in the connection, there's always some kind of a pause. Like they go within their, like in their shell, they kind of mentally and emotionally prep themselves, and then they come back and then they're ready to move forward. Now, how will you know if this reading is for you? If your person withdraws and then when they come back out of their shell, you're still stuck in the same place as you both were, then this is not your reading, because there is definitely progression that happens every time this person comes out of their shell. That energy is very, very certain with me. Like Strength, World, and Death coming out, there is a progression. There are cycles that have ended and started up every time this person has withdrawn and come back in. It's kind of like they needed that space, they needed that time to prep themselves, to maybe heal certain trigger wounds that might have come up to the surface, because they knew it was time to take the next step. All right, so that is how you will know. Oh, my ears are ringing, so it's probably a confirmation coming through over there. But your person, if there is progression after your person comes back on their end especially, then yes, this reading is for you. If there is no progression, there's stagnance, and it's still the same cycles repeating over and over again, then no, this is not your reading, because there's a very clear message coming through that the cycle ends and then a new one starts. All right, and there is like an up level with the Death coming out. There is an up level, so it's kind of like that phase is done. You both step into the next phase, but there's always a pause energy before that. All right, so this is probably an explanation for you, possibly, why your person kind of goes within, why they need that kind of breathing out time. With I am proud and flow, your person does struggle to flow with this connection, but at the same time, I feel like this is just maybe Spirit's message for you, that you should actually be really proud of your person, Pal 2, because every time there is a step forward meant to be taken in this connection, there's a lot of pain that actually comes to the surface, and it's actually very, very difficult for your person to work through them, which is probably why they kind of go within to make sure that they're putting in all their energy to heal so that they can take a step forward with you. It is actually massive progress that this person is making. To you or to someone else, it might feel like, okay, why is this person not able to even take a small step in this connection, like setting up the next date? Maybe there's too much of a gap between maybe your 6th and your 7th date, and you find that your person withdraws. Yeah, that's, to you or to someone else, it might feel like, why is this such a small thing, and why are they needing time to breathe out? But that is where, trauma comes in, right? You can't really figure out how your reactions to trauma ends up becoming, or how does it show up later on. Even the smallest thing can trigger a whole full-blown like PTSD kind of energy. And so yeah, I felt like getting messages, sorry. But the thing is, the point of this reading, Pal 2, is for you to know that your person makes progress. As difficult as those triggers are, they do it, they work through it for you. All right, so that's how you will know that this reading is for you, because there is progression. You are not at a standstill. If you are at a standstill, even when this person comes back, I'm very sure that this is not your reading. All right, so there's a little bit of an element where, if it's possible, send some energy to your person. Let them know how proud you are of them, of, even these steps that they're taking. It might seem small to the rest of the world, but for your person, these are actually big steps. I mean, look at the major arcanas coming out. We have Hierophant, Strength, World, and Death. It's kind of like your person knows it's time to take the next step. But that by itself brings a lot of fears to the surface, a lot of insecurities, a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of their own past traumas just coming in. It's possible that your person doesn't want to burden you with all of this, so they kind of work through it internally, but there's still work that your person is putting through it. And even if it might seem like a seemingly normal step to other people, it's still very, very different for your person. It's kind of there's a message coming through, but it's coming through a little bit blur to me. It's kind of like for someone who's been through trauma, all right, what is perceived as normal to other people, it's it's massively different for them because their brain, there's a different kind of wiring that goes through, especially when you've been through trauma, like complex, trauma over a long period of time. There's a fundamental, like on a more neurological basis, I guess, there's a fundamental rewiring and restructuring that happens in the brain. And so I'm being called to, like, this kind of reminds me of the brain. I don't know why. Maybe the neurons, I guess. But yeah, I'm being called to remember that. So you can't compare someone's journey to how it would be on a normal timeline just because of, like, I'm struggling because, this is big energy, I'm able to tap into how big each of these steps are, even though it might seem like very normal to other people, or it might seem like, how there are these like relationship coaches online who say, oh, if they don't do this within this amount of time, then they're not interested in you, they don't want. But you can't apply those rules to everyone, right? Different people have different experiences. They've been through different stuff. You have to factor in painful experiences. You have to factor in their trauma. You have to factor in their own like thought processes, the conditioning that they've been through, the upbringing that they've had. There's so much that goes into it. You can't have like a cookie cutter timeline is the message that's coming through. So it's difficult. It's really difficult. I am sensing the energy on your person. But the thing is, like, I, as a neutral person over here, I am so proud of your person because I know how much it's taken out of them to work through every single trigger that comes up when it's time for both of you to take the next step. And then they work through it because they want to be with you, because they want to step up for you. And it's that massive amount of love that this person has for you, massive amount of, I guess, wanting this connection and wanting you in their life, that your person is working through it. Might not show you, they might not tell you, but they're doing it. And this connection might not go at the pace that you are expecting it to, but there's a reason for it. And as long as it's moving forward, just know your person's really, really doing their best, all right? So it's kind of like a very emotional, like I'm feeling very emotional at this point in time because I know how much of hard work it's taking on your person's end. Kind of like they're fighting every bit of PTSD for you. And that by itself, I think that's one of the purest forms of love there is there, right? It's beautiful. Like, yes, you have grand gestures. Yes, you have all of these romantic things that, the movies show us, but someone working through their triggers for you, someone healing for you, that's love, pal two. That is true love, all right? At least that is how I feel. The Empress, yes, they're doing it for you. This is the way that they show their love, pal two. It might, like I said, they might not be someone who does grand things or goes out of their way to give you declarations of love. They might not even, I don't know, it doesn't look like this person is like the cheesy kind or, what they do in films, like run after, this person isn't that kind, but they will work through their crap, I guess I would say. That's the message that's coming through. That's probably someone's person coming through. They'll work through their crap for you. They'll work through, and I by myself just want to say I would never call it crap. Just that's not my energy. So I guess I would refine that and say they would work through every bit of whatever pain comes up because of their past experiences. They would work through it for you. And that is how they show you they love you. That is how they show you that they genuinely care for you. So this person, their love language is very, very different. All right. It's healing for you. That is how they show their love. And as long as, you're not hurt by their past experiences, that is a victory for them. That's the energy that's coming through. And that's what they strive for. It's not their focus isn't about cheesiness or grand declarations, or even, if this person might even struggle to say I love you. Like, it's that it's that intense of like trauma that's coming up to the surface over here, which is probably why I'm feeling emotional. But they have a way of showing you they love you, and that is by working through every single bit of pain that comes to the surface. They work through it so that they protect you, they protect this connection, and that is how they show you their love. All right? It's actually a very, very beautiful reading, pal 2. It's painful, it's emotional, but it's also very beautiful. That is how much your person loves you. All right? So as long as it's moving forward, just know your person's actually doing their very, very best. Pal 2? Okay, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Right? And there is going to be an extended, so let's take a look at what we can expect in the extended. First off, we're going to be looking into what their highest self knows versus what their ego self thinks. We're also going to be getting some messages from them. We are also going to be looking into, if they keep thinking this way, what will happen next. We are also going to be getting some timing and additional guidance that wants to come through as well. Right? So details for the extended is going to be there in the description box below. My private readings also are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips that I send, and watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful. Pal 2, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.